DFA Online. News and events from different Philippine embassies and consulates around the world. DFA Online. Here on Radyo Pilipinas World Service.
Good day. This is DFA Online and I'm your host, Steph Vicente. The Philippine Department of Foreign Affairs or DFA hosted the inaugural bilateral consultation mechanism meeting between the Philippines and Uruguay in anticipation of the 50th anniversary of the establishment of diplomatic relations between the two countries on the 29th of December 2025. Discussion focused on strengthening cooperation in trade and economic relations, particularly in renewable energy and agriculture, as well as in security, education, and people-to-people connection. Both sides also discussed recent national developments, regional issues, and multilateral engagements, and agreed to work on an action plan to guide future cooperation. DFA Undersecretary for Policy Maria Helen B. de la Vega led the Philippine delegation, joined by Undersecretary Drusilla Esther Bayate of the Philippine Department of Agriculture or DA, Assistant Secretary Raquel Solano of the DFA Office of American Affairs, and Philippine non-resident ambassador to Uruguay, Grace Cruz Fabella. The Uruguayan delegation was headed by Vice Foreign Minister Valeria Sucasi, accompanied by Uruguay non-resident ambassador to the Philippines, Cristina Gonzalez.
DFA Online. Here on Radyo Pilipinas World Service.
In other news stories, Philippine Ambassador to Sweden Patrick A. Chua Soto hosted a concert entitled A Night of Music featuring the award-winning choir Song Weavers Philippines last November 4, 2025 in Stockholm. Led by musical director Alfred Alan D. Samonte, the choir captivated the audience with a repertoire of beloved Filipino classics and international pieces, including traditional Swedish songs and Swedish renditions of popular music. Over 120 guests attended the event, including members of the diplomatic corps, representatives from Swedish businesses, local choirs, as well as students and professors from Swedish universities. Guests were visibly moved by the choir's heartfelt performances, with many singing along to familiar tunes. Ambassador Chua Soto expressed his sincere appreciation to the Filipino Community Leaders Association in Sweden for their collective efforts and cooperation in ensuring the success of the event.
DFA Online. Here on Radyo Pilipinas World Service.
And finally, Philippine Permanent Representative to the United Nations in Geneva, Ambassador Carlos D. Soreta, co-chaired the United Nations Social Forum held last month at the Assembly Hall of the Palais des Nations in Geneva, Switzerland. Under the theme, the contribution of education to the respect, promotion, protection, and fulfillment of all human rights for all, Ambassador Soreta co-facilitated the discussions among UN member states, civil society organizations, national human rights institutions, youth representatives, and academics, together with Ambassador Anita Pipan, permanent representative of Slovenia. It is noted the forum facilitated solutions to global challenges from extreme poverty to structural inequalities and from the triple planetary crisis to conflicts and threats posed by new emerging technologies, as emphasized by Ambassador Soreta. Discussions highlighted the challenges faced by education systems around the world, including chronic underfunding, attacks on educational institutions, rising censorship and erosion of academic freedom, and undervalued and underpaid teachers. Ambassador Soreta moderated the panel discussion on education for political rights, participation, citizenship, and voice. It examined how education can empower Individuals, especially women, girls, indigenous peoples, and persons with disabilities to fully exercise their right to vote and hold office, participate in governance, and express views without fear of reprisals.
DFA Online. Here on Radyo Pilipinas World Service.
And that concludes today's edition of DFA Online. For Radyo Pilipinas World Service, this has been Steph Vicente. Good day and stay safe, everyone.
DFA Online. News and events from different Philippine embassies and consulates around the world. DFA Online. Here on Radyo Pilipinas World Service.